wethu Nkosi sibelela thina lusapho lwayo murena kuluka sitshaba saethu ufedise dintwa le matswele usibuluke sitshaba sa Yesu sitshaba sa South Africa, South Africa. Van onze hemel, die diepte van ons ziel. Ons gebed, wat die kranse antwoord geeft. Sounds the call to come together and unite, we shall stand. Let us live and start for freedom in South Africa. Amen. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. We may be seated. Thank you. While others are still taking their seats, let me just remind all of you that we are at the launch of the Broadband and Digital Skills for Municipalities event. It's a very special day indeed, and I must indicate that we are very blessed to be in the midst of excellencies in front of us. We are very blessed, and we would like to also acknowledge all the other guests. I saw a couple of CEOs, acting CEOs as well, and DDGs from Limpopo province, but also from the DCDT and other entities as well, and all guests and all protocol observed. I would like to also indicate that from a safety point of view, obviously, if we have to evacuate Minister, if there was a fire and acting premier or something like that, and His Excellency Philipson, we would have to definitely go that direction and exit through those two doors. And the bathrooms are, I think, somewhere by the corridor there, if anyone needs a bathroom. And also, we will be requesting that everybody switch off their cell phones or put it in a, you are not in a flight, but put it in a flight mode, or at least maybe put it on a silent mode, as we would like not to have any disturbances like those. Also, do know that there's a streaming service underway in this event, which means that you have to always be smiling where you are seated in case the camera comes your way, so that in the streaming platforms, the event can be really attractive to the audiences. So, ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, we're going to be starting with our program of the day. And as the program director, my name is Trevor Ramitwa. Let me announce myself before I go too far down the memory lane. And I will not say too much. Most will be said by the speakers in our program. And for that, I will be just requesting MMC, who's in the place of the mayor of Polokwane City, MMC Pema, Jusa Pema, to come forward and do the welcoming and opening message. Thank you.
Program Director, United Kingdom High Commissioner to South Africa, His Excellency Anthony Philipson. Honorable Premier of the Limpopo Province, Premier Ramuchua in Exemsha, who is represented here by MEC Makama as the acting Premier, Honorable Minister of Communications and Digital Technologies, Mr. Soli Malatsi, Executive Mayor of Capricorn District Municipality, Councillor Mamadou Tefu, who is represented here by Councillor Soli Malachi, Chairperson and founder of Umlomo Foundation, uh, Chief Executive Officer of SALGA, distinguished guests, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It is a privilege to welcome you all to Polokwane for this important occasion. We are truly excited to host this launch of the Broadband and Digital Skills for Municipalities initiative, a partnership between communications and digital technologies, the High British Commission. The launch marks a crucial moment for our city, and it is an honor to witness the commitment of government to the development of our municipalities. In today's fast paced world, broadband access and digital skills are no longer a luxury, but necessity, essential for the effective governance, for community engagement, and economic development. For our communication in IT officials, our youth and councillors, and indeed the broader public, this initiative represents a step forward in bridging the digital divide and ensuring that no one is left behind as we progress into the digital age. The launch comes at a time when Polokwane municipality is embracing innovation and technology. We are in the midst of transformative journey, moving from traditional paper-based methods to modern, efficient online systems. Honorable Minister, as a resident of the smart city, we might have witnessed, you might have witnessed firsthand the strides we are making in having simplified the lives of residents through these technological advancements. Whether it's accessing municipal accounts, statements, or making payments through a simple scan and our platforms, our residents can now enjoy these services from the comfort of their homes without needing to endure long queues. Just last week, we launched the online application for land and building systems. Alpha, the groundbreaking system allows customers to electronically lodge land development applications, including rezoning submissions and township establishments. It also facilitates remote submissions of site development plans and building plan applications. Even burial applications at local cemeteries can now be logged online. These innovations are not just about convenience, our commitment in creating a smart, efficient, and responsive city. As Polokwane municipality, we strongly believe in the power of technology advancement to improve the lives of our people. Our vision is to extend Wi-Fi access even to rural areas, ensuring that residents can browse, apply for jobs, and study online without needing to travel to libraries. This innovation aligns perfectly with our goal to making digital resources accessible to all, regardless of location. I pledge our support to the Department of Communications and Digital Technologies for this laudable initiative. We are committed to working hand in hand to ensure the success and to maximize the impact on our communities. Once again, welcome to Polokwane, the heartbeat of Limpopo. May this event mark the beginning of a new era of digital empowerment for our municipalities. I thank you.
Thank you very much, MMC. Indeed, uh, Polokwane is forging ahead. I mean, when you talked about an app, I said, wow, I must download that one so that we can showcase it to other places where we go around in other municipalities. But indeed, it is initiatives like those that really take or improve the lives of ordinary people on the ground. So, without any further ado, I will, now that we've been welcomed, I hope that you're feeling welcomed and that you are free. Other people will say the dogs are far away, so please be free and enjoy yourselves. So I'll be asking the Deputy Director General of the Department of Communications and Digital Technologies to come forward, just to come and tell us about the purpose of this event. In case maybe some of us really are asking what is going on and how do we, put the pieces of the puzzle together so that coming out of this event, we can go and spread the word out there. Thank you. DDG?
No, thank you, Program Director. The Minister of DZDT, that Malatsi, the Acting Premier of the province, Honorable Makamo, the leadership from the city of Pulukwane, led by the MMC, who just spoke here now, British High Commissioner to South Africa, His Excellency Anthony Philipson, and your colleague, esteemed colleague from SALGA, all municipalities that are represented here today, all our partners and distinguished guests, colleagues from DCDT and its entities, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Uh, I would have tried to speak in the local languages, but I'm very bad in languages, but it's fine. So as we gather here today for the launch of the program that holds the potential to reshape the landscape of the local government, to enhance delivery, improve the lives of the millions of South Africans, which is the Broadband and Digital Skills program for the municipalities. So this program has been designed with clear and profound purpose in mind. We are trying to empower the municipalities, particularly those that have not yet implemented broadband infrastructure, with the necessary capacity and skills to lead their digital transformation journeys. We aim to equip our local governments with the tools and knowledge required to respond to the increasing demands of the digital age. But also, we see that the introduction of digital infrastructure is not just for faster internet or better connectivity. It's about creating the solid foundation for digitally empowered government that can provide more efficient, transparent, and inclusive services. So this program is about ensuring that every municipality, regardless of state, has the ability to leverage digital platforms to drive economic growth, enhance service delivery, and engage more effectively with the citizens. So we all know that the world is changing very fast, and the digital revolution is transforming every aspect of our lives, from how we communicate and work to how we govern and serve our communities in our communities. So in South Africa, the need for municipalities to embrace digital transformation has never been more urgent. We see that the broadband infrastructure is at the backbone of this transformation. Without it, our efforts to implement smart city initiatives, improve service delivery, and create environment conducive for investment and economic growth will be hampered. I'm happy, MMC, when you say that you were working to develop, the Wi-Fi hotspots as well for communities. This is also aligned to the program that we are currently doing at the department, which is SA Connect. So for the municipalities to thrive in this digital era, we need leadership that is not only aware of the benefits of digital transformation, but also equipped to drive it. That is why this program is not just about technology, it's about empowering the municipalities, both the political and administrative leadership. So we are committed to ensuring that our leaders understand the full spectrum of the opportunities that broadband infrastructure presents, and that they are well versed with the journey towards becoming a more digitally empowered societies. But also, I think I need to touch that from this program, it would not have been possible without the partnership that we've got with the British High Commission. So our bilateral ties between our governments have been instrumental in making this relationship work. This also shows that the work of digital transformation does not only to be done by one entity, but requires quite a lot of partnerships. The program will be rolled across the country, but we are starting with three provinces, which is North Limpopo, Northwestern KwaZulu as the first ones, and we are looking on training at least 60 municipal officials, which is politicians and administrators per district, which can be scaled depending on the size of the municipality. But by empowering our local leaders, we are laying the groundwork for the future where all municipalities can harness the power of the digital technology to improve service delivery. As I conclude, Program Director, I just want to encourage all the municipal leaders that are here today to fully embrace this opportunity, to acknowledge the skills, the knowledge and the skills you will gain through this program are not just tools for today, but they are also the building blocks for the better tomorrow. Tomorrow, where our municipalities are not just service providers, but also innovators and leaders in our digital economy. So I just want to thank everybody that has come through here today and also all our partners and supporting of this program. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir, for that. And clearly, this is a partnership. There are several role players in the project, but I believe that municipalities are at the center. Somebody can say to me, municipalities are not at the center of this whole project, then I will look the other direction. I believe that they are very important, and in this regard, we have SALGA, uh, African Local Municipalities Association, an organization that holds it together, really. But if you also check, there are many challenges at that level in the municipalities. And we hope that this program will really bring about new life into the municipalities. But with the leadership of SALGA, we are confident. And therefore, we have the Chief Digital Officer of, uh, of, of SALGA, um, is it Mr. Chabe, who is here today to present on behalf of the SALGA. Thank you very much. I think it's for the Limpopo province. Thank you very much, sir. Over to you.
Thank you, Chairperson. And Minister Makam was also the acting premier in our host province, Minister Malatsi. Um, High Commissioner Ntate Phillips, let me acknowledge you as well. Let me acknowledge our representative of the municipality, who's our host municipality, as represented by the MMC. Um, Also, the mayor and representative of our host district municipality, Councillor Tefo. Executive mayors and mayors are present, MMCs, speakers may be present, all our partners, HODs, and other senior government officials. Good morning. My name is Kutlano Chaba. Um, I am the Chief Digital Officer at SALGA, and I think I've just probably need some. Here we go. And I got a couple of slides just to share some of the work SALGA is doing, but also linking it with how this program can accelerate and enhance some of the ideals we seek to achieve in supporting our municipalities. Um, Although it has been the request to kind of cover the Limpopo context, I will also cover it in painting the picture of what we're doing countrywide in supporting our municipalities in terms of this digital agenda and helping them navigate all the elements thereof. So the promise is really, how do we really now, with this 4R, these conversations, that we start imagining a digital future different to what we are right now and what we do currently, but at the same time, then use that to reimagine um, local government with that digital lens on. But at the same time, we are aware that it goes without saying that this province, but also the country generally, is facing economic pressures. There's high unemployment in this province, despite some of the industries that are here, right? Mining, agriculture, some of the logistical corridors that we support, tourism as well. But we still remain faced with those triple challenges that we always talk about. And to enhance or to further exacerbate the problem, most of our municipalities are also faced with a lot of revenue challenges, um, aging infrastructure, and also just more and more demands placed on them. Um, but then the premise that we placed in response to that, at least from a digital point of view, was that how then do we use digital technologies? Do we use the emerging innovations that surround that ecosystem to help local government address its challenges within that posture? And we thought that definitely that would mean, as the MMC also indicated, the need for digital products and solutions that we can use to enhance this whole service delivery machinery, to be closer to the citizens, but also just to become more efficient in what we do. That also requires a lot of data analytics, data insights that allow us to really determine what's working, what's not working, what's red, what's yellow, what's green, to help leaders, right, navigate what they need to do as leaders and managers of municipalities, but also preempt, right, what could go wrong or what requires attention, therefore allowing them to place the right resources where they're required. But of course, also taking advantage of emerging innovations that are popping up, whether it's robotics, whether it's drones, and anything else that might be coming through, and infuse it into the service delivery machinery and what we do as municipalities. But it also requires a couple of things: the maturity levels, the right leadership, the strategies within municipal departments, the right people, the right skills, but also the right infrastructure to enable all these technologies, right? The broadband, the connectivity, which is also why we're here. We've kind of crafted 9 areas that we think can determine or at least define the municipality of the future from a digital point of view. And there are 9 areas that we've kind of crafted, which we think, as we produce solutions, innovations, and data insights within those areas, we may gradually support local government to become much more smarter, much intelligent, much more efficient, really navigating this journey to become smart cities. And I wouldn't really go into much detail in all of these areas, and I believe, Chair, we can share the presentation as well, so that colleagues can actually engage further with this. But in general, you will realize there are a number of things that speak to connectedness, smart buildings, going paperless, as the MMC has also indicated, but also looking at new technologies and smarter services. But all in all, as well, using these technologies to allow us to make better decisions by becoming a data driven local government. And all this data and technologies, as it grows in volume, requires the ability to move instantaneously as and when required. Again, very dependent on connectivity and the associated infrastructure. And we believe, at least also, speaking about the other 3 industries that I mentioned about, mining, agriculture, tourism, and logistics for the province, there's also now an opportunity with some of these words we're talking about, whether it's AI, whether it's machine learning, robotics, and all associated technologies, that how do we position this acceleration of broadband rollout? How do we position it to paint the picture of what is possible? And, you know, there are a lot of things that require the capacity to process, but also the capacity to move the data, but it could enable some of these things. This is a very cultural province, very diverse by language, by history, a lot of artifacts that we have in this province. And this could be enabled again through AI and how we preserve the culture, preserve the languages through AI. I'm speaking English right now, but in launching this program, There are many people that should be hearing what I'm saying in Sitonga, in Sulubedu, in Sivenda. And there is technology that we can use as I'm speaking in real time that will translate that and spread the message to those communities. But that requires connectivity, right? Smart villages, smart homes. Again, how we bring in efficiencies in homes with connected infrastructure, sensors in the homes to protect the structure of the homes, so that even when we have disasters, we can actually get first responders notified as and when these things happen. Intelligent infrastructure goes without saying. Again, how do we reimagine the agriculture as well in this province through smart technologies, intelligent technologies, with sensors that can actually inform you about the quality of the soil, giving you insights on which crops to plant, use flying drones to protect your infrastructure, and so forth. How then do we do that? We need connectivity as well to enable all those things. Of course, as we want to improve spatial transformation, spatial planning for equality and much more decent human settlements, again, we need more intelligent technologies on land surveying, space optimization, including things like cemeteries as well, and things like drones can be enabled again with this kind of tech, with the connectivity required to provide that insight and the capability much more quicker and much more cheaply as well. And of course, as I mentioned, as the province being quite a critical corridor from a logistics point of view, there's other areas and avenues that can be enabled, through smart warehousing, smart logistics. Again, those things require um, reliable connectivity. But in addition, um, local government is also facing pressures from a revenue point of view. And we believe as SALGA and for our members as well that we should also be positioning broadband as a utility. Broadband as a utility where municipalities could provide broadband and connectivity to their home for a fee, just like they provide water and electricity. And that could also address some of those revenue gaps that are possible. And Minister, will really appreciate your support in driving that kind of journey to see how we can just purely from just looking at free Wi-Fi to start talking about connectivity as a utility, or even about being it a basic right. And that could actually help our localities and municipalities to fully participate in this broadband value chain from the source to the communities. And lastly, we need people to make this happen. And I think leadership needs to be trained, management needs to be capacitated. The collaborations and partnerships that are here are quite critical to enable us to do what we need to do. And therefore, we need to start sharing those lessons, those case studies, those success stories about other countries, how they navigated this connectivity space in driving economic development and actually, but at the same time, how then do we generate a pool of skills in the province? We've got two institutes of higher learning, and how do we bring the young as well to start participating in this value chain beyond just the connectivity, but also all the other enablement or enabled solutions that I shared as well. And then that will start driving that whole culture of innovation being embedded in how can we use this technology. We want to see mayors and MMCs and other political leaders demanding from their staff more and more technologies and innovation. And that will drive the adoption, that will drive the adaptation. And gradually we can navigate that problem statement that we spoke about. I said this in the beginning. How do we imagine that digital future? How do you reimagine local government? And I think it's really people dependent, which is why we need to programs like these. But also it is partnership reliant as well. We need all hands on deck. We need ministries, national, provincial, and local government. We need our global partners through partners like the UK to really see how we can collectively build this digital and connected future that could benefit both ourselves. So let me leave it at that, and I'm really excited to participate and represent Salga in this program, and hopefully this can be extended as well to more and more employees of municipalities, but as I said as well through the communities as well that we serve. Thank you, Jay.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chaba. Hala la salga halala. Hala la salga halala. I can see that we are going somewhere. We are going somewhere. I think as he was talking there, because he was using the word imagine, I was imagining all these things in my mind. And Yeah, you know, when you dream and they wake you up, you had won a lot of money, and then that money is not there. You know, you wake up to reality. So we, when you look around, you don't see what he was talking about. But when you put the imagination into reality and you work towards it, you take the first step, you start realizing some, quick wins, and you start moving. Eventually, we get to where we would like to go. Thank you, Salga, for that vision. It's very clear. I was just imagining that Gogo in Hamuchaji, maybe trying to buy something, online, and it being delivered instead of them having to struggle or to send people who take their monies and not bring the change and all that, that they will just make an order and the thing will be delivered at their home, and that somebody will just link up with a doctor or a clinic and get some health services from where they are in case they are not able to travel to where they need to. So that's the kind of benefits that we would like to see. A child accessing a library, from their own home, for them to prepare for an exam. We know it's this preliminary examinations times, where those young people are so much under pressure. Some of them do not even have support. And when we have this connectivity, uh, we know that at least, they'll be able to access videos, online teachers, and so forth. So a small business somewhere selling its merchandise all over the world because of e-commerce. Just imagine those things. So it looks like you have given me the pandemic of imagination. We will just spread it all over, but we need to start working towards it. So, without any further ado, and with the excitement that I have, I hope that you are as excited as I am from that presentation. Uh, uh, you will have seen in the branding of this project that we have Umlambo Foundation, which is headed by our former Deputy President, Pumzile Mlambo Ngcuka, which is a partner to this project, working together with the British High Commission, together with DCDT, and through that, the Manto Management Services, a consulting company, training company that has been appointed as a service provider, is going to be the one that delivers the training. And therefore, we would like to know what's in the training, what's inside, the box. So we will be calling Mr. Pete Mati to come forward just to share a little bit on the details of the training itself. And as he stands up, we're talking skills. And usually we focus on the technical or the technician people, but leadership, digital leadership is critical. And therefore, this program will be touching on that as he gets his presentation up. We'll be touching on that, and the municipalities need to have that leadership skills that can drive digital transformation. And this is exactly what this project will be focusing on. Over to you, as you set up. We will give you an opportunity for you to set up, and so that we can get the detail of what is inside the program itself. Thank you. Over to you.
Honorable Minister, High Commissioner, Premier of the province, other district leaders, and the MMC from Polokwane, and this one is for Polokwane. This morning, I drove through Polokwane on my way to the Gateway Airport. First time I came to Polokwane was in 1999. Wow, this place is grown. And on that. Then about 2 weeks ago, I was in the what they claim to be one of the most beautiful towns in South Africa, Stellenbosch. And as I drove through Polokwane this morning, the state of your roads, the pavements, the cleanliness, um, you've got nothing to stand back for. So well done on that. So I had to just get that off my chest. Thank you. Now, I feel very welcome in Limpopo province. As I last night, I went through a list of all the municipalities in the province, and there's about 10 of them where I haven't done work in my career. And for giving management support, financial statements, audit readiness, back to basics, the works. Yeah, I feel very almost like a person from Limpopo for all the time that I've spent here. So just quickly, what we're going to talk about, I'm going to introduce the team, and today I'm standing here in big shoes, and an apology from Dr. Umlomo. She was called to a meeting of the African Union and couldn't make it. So yeah, with nervous feet, I'm standing in big shoes. So I'm just going to tell you a bit about the Umlambo Foundation and then about our own organization, Mango. So, just some background. Umlambo is started in 2009, and in 15 years, the work that has been done is amazing. It was established on the resolve that no child should be left behind and that we can win against poverty through education. Now, on the next slide that I'm going to share with you, these are the programs run by the foundation. The majority of their projects are executed in the Vembe district, and there's about 3 projects in KZN. But over the years, the foundation has been extremely involved in the Vembe district. Now, in the process, what they've done is they have added value and true value to 49 primary schools, 21 secondary schools, 68 principals, 863 teachers or educators, and then 31, almost 32,000 learners who have benefited from from the efforts of the Umlambo Foundation. And it's just amazing. Now, the linkage to broadband, if we can get broadband rolled out to all the schools in the province, these type of projects can be rolled out then to all the schools. Because suddenly you don't have to be physically anymore. And one of the good things from COVID was that we don't have to be there in person. So today with technology, without technology, the impact of COVID would have been felt for another 30 years because everything would have just come to a standstill. But life went on and we were all in touch. So just about Manto. Manto was started in 1999 by a gentleman called Sami. The guys who are here from Thursday and Friday will get to meet him. That's when he's joining us. And it was started to support and build the transformation process unfolding in South Africa, from strategy through to organizational systems and people development. And yes, to a large extent, we have succeeded. Today, when we go through public entities, we can still see our footsteps there and the influence that we had on these organizations. Predominantly public sector focused. That's what we've been, and that's how we operate. So, but we've also been involved with local government and project. we did not too long ago for National Treasury, COPTA and SALGA, which was implemented by the DBSA, was the development of a single integrated revenue management framework for local government in South Africa. And yeah, I think like so many beautiful documents which get developed, they after development they don't really get used. But as part of the process, we developed an extensive and detailed revenue management assessment tool for local government, looking at all aspects of what's happening in revenue and what influences it, breaking down the silos between departments. And if we look at now the technology available, big data and all these things that gets thrown around, the value that we can really add to municipalities is just immense. So yeah, I'm just flashing through them. One of the latest ones we did was for the South African legislative sector, where we did a review on the oversight that's happening in local government using the city of Johannesburg as an example. So yeah, if you ever doubted that we don't know what's happening in local government, yeah, we've got some idea. We've realized the more you know, the more you realize how little you. So that's life, and that's why we on a lifelong journey of learning. Okay, just quickly, the project process or purpose to empower municipalities with capacity to respond to the requirements of municipalities to implement broadband infrastructure as a means of enhancing service delivery, making the municipality investment friendly and enhancing the overall sustainability of a municipality. So yeah, we in it here for the bigger picture. We don't have a magic wand that after you've gone through the training process that you will suddenly just get back to the municipality and there's free Wi-Fi and everybody is connected. And just another point that I observed this morning driving through Polokwane, if you drive at a consistent speed, you don't stop at any red lights. So the synchronization of traffic lights as you drive, well done. These are small steps in terms of smart cities. If we really look at world-class smart cities, yeah, they might have a few things more, but baby steps, ladies and gentlemen, that we need to take. Everything is not just going to happen overnight. So, in terms of the objectives, get our leadership to understand or better understand the benefits of broadband infrastructure. I don't have one of those crystal balls that I can see the future in. If I had one, mine was like, cleaned maybe 40 years ago, because the vision is quite dim. But as we stand here, technology is evolving. Just imagine, um, take your mind back to 1872, okay? And why that year? That is the year that the first telephone was used in South Africa. 110 years later, give and take, we had our first cell phones in 1994. And Vodacom started with like 3,000 subscriptions. Today, we've got more than 6 million subscriptions for cell phones in the country. In 1996, I remember I had one. I was the man. I had a Nokia 2100, and I could pull out the aerial on that thing. Ne? And it lasted for the battery for about a day, okay, if I was lucky. And most amazing market leading factor there. I could store 125 telephone numbers. It was just out of this world. Now, ladies and gentlemen, from 1996 to where we are today, 28 years later, I can take and I'm doing marketing here, okay? My Samsung S22 has got more capabilities than what NASA had available when they put the first man on the moon, okay? So I think I can take over from Mr. Musk with my cell phone. All right, he must just watch me. Okay, so that's where we are. You've read through the rest. Now, in terms of, let me get to the curriculum. Okay, the curriculum was developed based on a concept document developed by the Department of Communication in consultation with SALGA. That we then use that to design the curriculum. There are 12 modules. In the process of facilitation, there will be some master classes. We'll be hearing on Friday from a gentleman, a service provider who's actually in Nelson Mandela Bay Metro, connected 130,000 people from disadvantaged communities onto the internet for free. And it's possible. The way that they use the existing municipal infrastructure um, is just mind blowing. And how they then developed a whole electricity grid water management monitoring system. So if a water pump goes off, again, Polokwane, you getting some there in Seshego. If a water pump goes off in your control room in town, you can immediately see if somebody is tampering with your substation out there in Perskabult. You can immediately see, and a response team can be sent out. We use place a speaker there and say, "Hey, I'm watching. What are you doing?" So the possibilities are endless. And yeah, in terms of the training, once you walk out of the training, I can guarantee you that you will not be a fiber technician. So if that was your thing that you want to now qualify as a fiber technician, I might just get you interested enough that you study to become a fiber technician. So if you ask me about the WAN and the LAN and I don't know, the technology and the terminology used, it's backhaul and front haul and dark fiber, and it sounds crazy. But once you get to know what people are talking about when they're talking about this, you'll have a much better understanding. And we also encourage municipalities through the process. You don't know, don't feel ashamed because you're not the only one that don't know. Ask for an opinion, a specialist opinion. If you're not happy, if this person talks too much, um, then get a second opinion. But don't go on your own and connect the positive wire to the negative wire. Um, it doesn't work. Okay. I've tried it once. Um, I had to replace the item. Okay. So the other thing is, if you don't get the advice needed, you will be buying, or you could potentially be buying, a 7 Series BMW. Nice. Ne? With the leather trim and the aircon and the smart driver system and all of that. But then the core of it, you might sit with a VW Beetle gearbox. So you'll have the look and feel of your 7 Series when you sit in it. Wow. You know, you you've made it. But the moment you start going, you're not going to have the performance or the reliance of a complete 7 Series. So get advice. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Pleasure. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Mati. Indeed, the program is quite rich, and I just see the people who will participate becoming change agents, and that they will go back and drive the change that needs to be done in the municipalities, in their respective municipalities. I got reminded by a concept. I used to work with business schools previously, and we would adopt a concept called action learning. Action learning meaning as you learn, you must put the things in place and implement them. So I would challenge you, Pete, that as they learn, they need to put strategies together. I was asking myself questions like, what funding models will they use to fund this broadband rollout? What implementation strategies that are smart that will enable them to achieve faster results out of this? And what planning is required? What resources are required? Stakeholder mapping. So they need to do stakeholder mapping right there in there for their own municipality. And yes, they will not become technicians. There's another opportunity actually to train technicians. Minister, by the way, at NISA, we are launching a technician program in broadband installations and maintenance, including wireless internet service provision. So we are working on that, and we hope that at the end of that training, we will produce internet service providers who will become one of the projects that we are targeting is SA Connect. I don't know how many people know about SA Connect here. It's a project that the department is running, the Department of Communications and Digital Technologies, and it's rolling out broadband connectivity in rural areas, in townships, and they use what they call ISPs, Internet Service Providers, but it's led by Broadband Infraco, which is another entity of the department, together with Centec. USASA is also involved there. So they end up using ISPs, which are SMMEs. So we want to train these young people to become those SMMEs uh, at the technical level. But now the ones who will be in this training will be the who are looking at the broader the strategy and how it's unfolding and the plan behind it. So I wish that at the end, when they leave, they will have those plans in place and they will just go and implement. Of course, they'll still need to do some consultations. So, with that, with those remarks, I'm requesting His Excellency uh, Anthony Philipson from the British High Commission to come forward. But as he comes forward, as I thought of this item, I was saying, the British High Commission is helping us to build highways because broadband, like building a highway or roads. When you bring something, there has to be a road. So before the services, internet services arrive, there has to be a way through which they arrive, and it's through broadband and through connectivity. So you're helping us to do that, and to have the leadership to do that. And to that, we give you a round of applause for doing that as you come forward. Thank you, His Excellency. Thank you.
Thank you very much indeed, Program Director. Let's see if I can do this without breaking it. I'm going to give up. Thank you very much indeed, Minister, Acting Premier, MECs, MMCs,
councillors, CEOs, DDGs, ladies and gentlemen, as one of my favourite South African expressions, all protocol observed. It's an absolute pleasure to be with you here this morning, and may I also just say on behalf of the team of colleagues from the British High Commission, it's wonderful to be out here in Polokwane, here in Limpopo, and away from the desk. But also talking about one of our absolute priorities for the work that we do in the High Commission across South Africa. Some of you may know this, but we have offices in Pretoria, Johannesburg, and Cape Town, but we are also very, very keen to make sure that we are present and part of discussions across all of the provinces of this amazing country. And as I say, it's an absolute pleasure to be with you here this morning to participate in this, I think, really, thank you very much, to participate in this hugely important launching the Broadband and Digital Skills for Municipalities project. Quite disconcerting. Excellent. Thank you very much indeed. I would like to begin by thanking really wholeheartedly the colleagues from the Department of Communications and Digital Technology for arranging this launch event today. This really is a genuine partnership between us and yourselves and many others, but I'd like to pay particular DC for the work we do in this space. This funded project reflects our commitment to both digital inclusion, but also partnership with all spheres of the South African government, ensuring that we are leaving no one behind as we transition to the digital future. We know, of course, that digital technology is an incredibly powerful catalyst for economic growth and development, and the impact of digital inclusion can be profound and wide-ranging. Broadband internet access for marginalized communities and households can bridge the gap in crucial services and information for fundamental needs, but significant challenges, of course, remain in realizing this opportunity and making sure that the opportunity is available, as I say, to all. These include a lack of adequate internet coverage, high access costs, and sometimes poor sustainability of community-owned digital access. So I'm very proud and very pleased that the UK is able to work with South Africa through this project, but also through others, to help address these challenges together. This includes the knowledge and expertise of municipal councillors on the challenges and opportunities in broadband internet to their communities. Broadband infrastructure, as we've heard, of course, can improve service delivery for your constituents, and we want to help you empower municipalities with the knowledge of how best to deliver the infrastructure, including to attract investment to make broadband infrastructure sustainable over the longer term. And this project is an example of the UK's commitment to be a reliable and supportive partner to South Africa as we drive forward digital access across the country. I believe that the UK has shown that it is a leader in digital technology and development, and it has a significant role to play in supporting you to take advantage of these new technological innovations and boost the policy environment to support them. I'm very pleased that the declaration of intent that was signed between DCDT and the British High Commission back in 2021 has led to a substantive collaboration and a portfolio of projects to advance digital inclusion. That declaration represented a commitment to cooperate in building an inclusive digital economy and to increase access to digital technologies for marginalized communities, businesses, and government institutions. As part of that cooperation, the UK South Africa Tech Hub is now successfully nurturing the growth of South African tech startups and leveraging technology to expand digital market access for small and medium-sized enterprises. Through its initiatives, the Tech Hub strives to scale and sustain South Africa's digital economy by creating market opportunities, driving UK investment into local businesses, and fostering a thriving digital ecosystem. In the past year alone, the Tech Hub has networked with 1,275 people and trained 769 program beneficiaries. It's created value for founders that have participated in our programs, both within but also beyond South Africa's borders. And through the Founder to Funder program, 19 South African startups were connected with 24 UK investors, enabling these startups to raise 47 million rand in 2023 alone. The support of women, previously disadvantaged communities, and beneficiaries from rural communities is built into the design of all of our digital access program projects and initiatives. Another initiative spearheading inclusion is the Digital Market Access Program, which is actively providing solutions to 200 township-based SMMEs, enabling them to list on local e-commerce platforms. And all of these efforts change the lives of families of all backgrounds and continue to expand access to networks and resources that promote digital inclusion. The Access Programme is also supporting several other initiatives to broaden digital inclusion in South Africa, including pioneering innovations in affordable last-minute connectivity, such as the use of spaces, community networks, and wireless internet service providers. These initiatives are themselves supported by several digital skills training programs, such as our mobile phone repair training project, and indeed today's event. The UK is also working with South African institutions to help build safe, inclusive, responsible AI ecosystems in South Africa, and empower people and ensure that this emerging technology can work for the benefit of all and understand and manage the risks associated with it. One area that we are excited about is the use of AI for language translation, helping to improve access to information and research for citizens. To further this, we are supporting a multidisciplinary AI research lab at the University of Pretoria to strengthen AI in African languages across the continent. So as you can tell, the UK is really excited and enthusiastic about supporting South Africa in its digital inclusion journey. I would like to thank again the Department of Communications and Digital Technologies for its leadership and partnership in this endeavour, and it's an absolute privilege to take part in this event with the Minister himself. I would also like to recognise the municipal councillors who will be leading this transformation in their communities. Your role is absolutely critical to the success of this project, and your commitment to embracing digital innovation will shape future governance in South Africa. And I want to just finally assure you once again, you will always have a partner in the British High Commission and the UK as you go on this journey together. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you very much. I'll have to maneuver here with my height. um, I hope that you are not surprised in that we had a tea break in the program, but I did not make it possible. Not that I was putting you through some punishment, but I thought because we had already, we started a bit late, that we could just proceed so that when we finish, we just finish with the program. So that's the intention. And thank you, His Excellency, for those kind words. Indeed, foreign missions will talk about, and I have some colleagues from international branch here at the DCDT will talk about the country's interest. You know, that probably the High Commissioner is here for UK's interest, but we can see that there's a lot of contribution that strives towards South Africa's interest itself. And for that, we are very grateful for all these contributions. Minister, by the way, as His Excellency said, the British High Commission is also supporting us with mobile or cell phone repairs training program, which also intends to produce young people who will run their own mobile repair service areas. And we are aiming at expanding that exponentially once we finish the current phase. So we are very thankful. And all the other projects, I know about the project at the University of Pretoria as well. It's quite amazing and mind-blowing in terms of the languages that are being harvested for AI services. So for all that, we are very grateful. Can we give the High Commissioner a round of applause, another round of applause? Okay, so without taking more time, the one who will come before us, the acting premier, is the son of the province. You must all be knowing him. I knew him. I'm not from this province, but I knew him. Well, what about you from this province? So you must all be knowing him. Um, the Honorable Basikopo Makamu, acting premier, and I will not do any major introduction except to say that he's currently also serving as the MEC for COPTA. And we are very proud and very grateful that you are here with us, Premier. And we look forward to your talk. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Program Director. I knew that it would be difficult for you to introduce me. That's why I came. Because I'm coming here, if you look at the program, whether I was the acting premier or not, I was supposed to be here. So I'm coming here with dual responsibility, that of being the acting premier, but also the MEC for Coxstar, because this is in collaboration with our municipalities in the province. So I was duty bound. Thank you very much for the opportunity, Program Director. To the Honorable Minister of Communication and Digital Technology, Mr. Soli Malatsi. The stand-in for the Executive Mayor of Capricorn District, Mr. Soli Malatsi. To the stand-in uh, of the Executive Mayor of Polokwane, Tate Phema or Councillor Phema. But I must say that the Executive Mayor of Polokwane is also the chairperson of SALGA. So he is the and responsible for collaboration with us. Executive mayors who are here, I've seen a number of my colleagues, mayors and executive mayors. I want to greet you. I have seen speakers and chief whips of municipalities here. Delighted to see you here, and thanks very much for it. I'm aware that majority of you might not even have gone home because over the weekend I was with you somewhere else, and I can see you still here. And I appreciate your. I have seen, Minister, some directors within municipalities are part of this meeting, and I should be able to appreciate that fact as well. Let me also greet and appreciate the Commissioner in South Africa, His Excellency. Thanks very much, but also the input that you have made, but even the generosity of partnering us to be here. From the department, the acting or representative of the DG of our province, Dr. Sabela, also want to greet you. Heads of department and chairpersons and CEOs of our state-owned entities who are here. I've seen a number of them, Minister. Our religious leaders, our traditional leaders, I've seen some of them. In fact, those of you who are not from Limpopo, you may not think that everybody who matters, Minister, it's in this room. Though, yeah, I can see you can see them. Our media representative, distinguished guest, I want to greet you, the Macheron, Abshin, Travela. Good morning. We are more. It is with great pride and deep sense of responsibility that I stand before you today to express our collective support to the launch of the Broadband and Digital Skills for Municipalities program in the Limpopo province. I'm doing so on behalf of our Premier who is in China, together with the President, who are also going out to fend for this country, but our Premier specifically for the province. Of course, this initiative marks a pivotal moment in our journey towards digitally inclusive future, one where every citizen, regardless of their location, has access to the opportunities that digital era offers. Program Director, the Popo Province through it is called Popo Connection. I saw Baldwin, the CEO, it's here. Yes, there at the court. Has made a commendable stride in advancing broadband connectivity. The deployment of 142 kilometers of fiber infrastructure across 12 towns, which includes Polokwane, Seshego, Mankweng, and others, underscores our commitment to ensuring that the backbone of digital infrastructure is firmly in place. The fiber network connected to our data center network operational control center, and call center is the lifeline that will power our digital future. Moreover, the infrastructure includes approximately 550 kilometers of leased backhaul and a separate over link from Gauteng to Limpopo province. This robust setup with a centralized and consolidated internet breakout point delivering high-speed connectivity at 500 megabits per second is already benefiting several key clients, including Leader and its subsidiaries. I must say, Minister, that aware you are here more to launch this skills drive, but we will also want you because you are from here, you are part of us. The projects that you are having there by the Department of Communication should also assist us. I saw CETA as well to access municipalities to access so that we can be able to accelerate in our communities. If you see Hoshi Tobejani here, he will tell you how people in villages are struggling for connectivity, how children are failing to do applications. And one day, if I share with you one bad experience I once had as the MEC, there was a project that they were construction mafia who were stopping a project of water. I then went there to intervene. They said, MEC, we would have wanted to participate in tendering this, but we could not necessarily access because it was only on a digital platform. So we could not participate. So that's why you see us fighting so hard to get a subcontracting, even if we don't qualify. So we stop the project so that they can give us something. So you can, just being excluded to have access or connectivity will even render us to fail as government to perform some functions without necessarily knowing that we are failing. So I can tell you that minister will require and take the advantage of the son of the soil that you are coming from here, that we do more during this 7 administration. The Limpopo province commitment to an open access network highlights our resolve to maximize the government fiscal by sharing the infrastructure. Our collaborating with state-owned companies, particularly Broadband Infraco, in leasing the backhaul infrastructure is a shining example of how strategic partnership can drive meaningful progress. This initiative ensures that even the most remote areas of Limpopo have access to reliable and fast internet, laying the groundwork for broader economic opportunities and enhanced service delivery. Program Director, the nearing completion of the Sishiho Digital Hub stands as a beacon of our commitment to fostering digital inclusion. This hub, along with others planned across the province, will be more than just centers of innovations. They will be at the heart of development and economic empowerment for our communities. The undeniable correlation between educational outcomes and the integration of advanced technologies, such as the artificial intelligence and the fourth industrial revolution, is becoming increasingly evident. In our rural communities, this connection is further emphasized through the rollout of broadband and its impact on digital skills. Access to high-speed internet is gateway to enabling these communities to participate fully in the digital economy. However, without the necessary digital competencies and transformative potential of this connectivity remains untapped. I heard that we are going to train about 60 per district councillors. When you conceived this, Dr. Slapela, I hear that there was a technical meeting. I must confirm that I saw the acting HOD of Coxter here. I was not given a space to input. I will have went for more, High Commissioner and Minister, because our councillors or this province, it's meant of almost not less than 80 rural or 80% rural. And if you track these more councillors around as leadership, a councillor in our area, minister, it's everything, it's government. When a child wants to apply, they go there, they borrow data because they can't data. They use the councillors' phone. So if the connectivity and the capacity of councillors are so many in the rural areas, you will have resolved some challenges that will require. So I'm lobbying, Minister, that when you come here, you say you are going to look at it, how you can expand the number 60 per district and be something. By equipping our councillors, local agricultural agents, community leaders, and educators with the digital skills they need, we empower them to leverage the artificial intelligence, the fourth industrial revolution technology. This ensures that the benefits of connectivity and technological advancement are realized in the betterment of all residents, enhancing educational outcomes and preparing our youth and communities to thrive in the interconnected global economy. Program Director, in rural areas where traditional avenues for economic growth are limited, the combination of broadband access and digital can be truly transformative. It opens up for new possibilities for education, healthcare, entrepreneurship, providing residents. I must say to you, Minister, when I went out here, I was taking an interview with the Power FM. I had a conversation about this audit outcome of municipalities. It's almost 280 million in the province utilized to the use of consultants. One of the things I have observed, Minister, is that our municipalities fail to keep records. That's why they are audit outcomes. But if digital can be utilized by everybody, the training, they will have it as the transactions happens there and there. Even if they want to hide something during the time the auditors requires, the information will already be kept. So nobody was going to hide it. But as we speak now, if there is a transaction which does not go right, you only find that the papers or the documents or supporting documents are no longer found anywhere. And this is what makes our AG to even raise material irregularity to our MMs. But if we can utilize and see this as a way to go, we will be able to know that no document will be hidden and be able to. So we are part of this and we will want to see this in our municipality taking place. Of course, the partnership between the Department of Communication and Digital Technologies, the South African Local Government Association, and the British High Commission under UK Prosperity Fund, ODA resource, is a powerful testament to the collaborative efforts required to propel our municipalities into a digital age. This program is not just about technological advancement, it's about empowering our councillors and local agents in municipalities with the digital skills necessary to enhance service delivery and stimulate economic growth. In the world that is rapidly evolving, it is imperative that our municipalities are equipped with competencies needed to meet the challenges and opportunities of the digital era. This initiative represents significant step forward in ensuring that our local government are prepared to leverage technology for the benefit of our communities. The Pompo is honored to lead the way in this transformative journey. Honorable Minister, Limpopo strongly advocates for strategic partnership and collaboration among state-owned companies to enhance their strength. By utilizing the existing infrastructure of Samtech, broadband, infra, telecom, or OpenSF and Limpopo connection, we can ensure that our province remains at the forefront of connectivity. We humbly request that the department encourage state-owned companies to cooperate in supporting the State Information Technology Agency in delivering high-quality service to government underprivileged rural areas, schools, clinics, hospitals, household, businesses, and lastly, even the traditional councils, Honorable. My By utilizing the current government broadband infrastructure owned by Centrec, broadband in Franco, Telcom, and Lipopo connection, Limpopo will benefit more than 80% connectivity. It is with pride that we as Limpopo government extends our full support to the launch of the Broadband and Digital Skills for Municipalities program. As the first province to host this pivotal initiative, we are setting a benchmark for the rest of the country in bridging the digital divide, a key mandate of our government. Program Director, our Premier, Dr. Popi Ramathuba, in an opening address of the Limpopo Provincial Legislature, highlighted the critical need to address these disparities and stated that, and I quote, our success as a province will be measured by how well we are able to bridge the gap between the urban and the rural, the connected and the unconnected. We must ensure that no one is left behind as we journey towards a digitally empowered Limpopo. Close quote. In conclusion, I wish to express my deepest gratitude to the Minister of Communication and Digital Technology to launch this important program. Your confidence in our province is a testament to the progress we have made and potential we hold to lead the way in digital transformation. We are honored by this opportunity and committed to making the most of it for the benefit of our communities. Let me also take this opportunity because I said that I'm here on behalf of the MEC for Coxstar, but also on behalf of the Premier of the province. This opportunity to present to you, to speak to you, the Minister of Communication and Digital Technology. Those of you who don't know is from this province. Those of you who know me in my other capacity, I've been battling with him so much before the 29 May. Those who watch one program of Chitsonga, Baringula TV, who battled it out trying to convince people to vote for our political parties. He was representing the Democratic Alliance, I was representing the ANC. It was a very good debate. When we finished, we shook hands and said, we'll see. Each one of us thought we'll be running government alone. Uh, he thought he convinced people that will vote for him to get the outside majority, as much as I thought, but it did not work that way. So we are here under the leadership of President Ramaphosa in the seventh administration of the government of national unity, which the main objective is to work for the people. As to who does that, it's immaterial, but our people must receive services. So this, let me take this opportunity and invite you, Minister. We are here in Parliament 14, and I think he got an opportunity now to be in the executive of the President Ramaphosa to come and speak to the people of the province, and I allow you, Minister, to come to the podium and talk to our people. Thanks very much for the opportunity.
Let's do this. Thank you very much, Acting Premier. Let me go through the protocol. I'll get to our business. Thank you, Program Director, His Excellency, the British High Commissioner, Mr. Anthony Philipson, the Acting Program Soli Matlhaji. I understand why people get confused. There's always a Soli in every room. So when the names are almost similar, it's even worse. And on behalf of for joining us, and the leadership of our traditional leaders that are here. Good morning, everyone. Tobela Nda Abusheni. His Excellency, I just want to declare that it is by coincidence, natural coincidence, that the launch is in Polokwane. This might be my hometown, but I had nothing to do with the choice of the venue.
So we don't want to plant misperceptions. But it is perhaps fitting that this initiative is here because the need is even greater here in the province. This program aims to empower municipal managers, councillors to steer the deployment of broadband infrastructure in an inclusive manner so that we can reach as many people as possible. More so those that are digitally disconnected from the rest of the world. We don't leave anyone behind. The ultimate goal of the program is to empower local representatives and municipalities with the skills that they need to leverage digital innovations so that they can improve service delivery and enhance public participation. I think far too many times when we talk about initiatives and programs like this, we forget how central they are to service delivery and giving residents and members of the public an honest and genuine feel that they contribute to decision making in government. Indicatively, the online curriculum of the program is set to cover areas such as smart cities development, governance, policy frameworks, governing the rollout of broadband, as well as ownership options and broadband infrastructure financing mechanisms. But in a world where we know that public representatives, particularly councillors, and as you said, acting premier, that in our areas, councillors are everything. Social workers, they are finance, they are councillors, because those are the first interface that residents engage with. We know that they are confronted with endless service delivery queries and also have to deal with voluminous amount of important decisions on their council work. Therefore, they need the digital skills that will enable them to work smarter, resolve public queries quicker, and be more accessible to residents. So for many of us who are here today, who like me still live in villages, I'm from Radihale, Oshislam Rautavejane. I think your predecessor or successor, Ndate Khoshidi Khale, I live under him. So he's my traditional leader there, and I get all my blessings from him. But we know that in those areas, we struggle with limited connectivity due to limited broadband infrastructure investment in those areas. And programs like these go really to the heart of building digital inclusion because they are pulling everyone along. So for us as the department, we are determined to unlock infrastructure development and the deployment of broadband infrastructure in municipalities so that we can also boost local businesses with digital capabilities that will improve both their competitiveness locally and in global markets. In so doing, we will help link digital progress to job creation in the telecommunications and related industries, as well as improve access to education through quality and reliable online learning and innovation. Furthermore, the Broadband and Digital Skills Program for municipalities will allow these municipalities to address the disparities that exist in internet access, which is essential for driving inclusive economic growth and access to digital services, which is one of the priorities of the Government of National Unity. And most importantly, improved broadband access has the potential to unlock efficient public service delivery through e-government services, where government services are easily accessible online, enabling municipalities also to deliver services quickly without disruption, which will improve the quality of life for millions of residents. And I think CETA is currently going through a process, acting premier, of capacitating itself so that it enables and empowers the departments that are reliant on its infrastructure to deliver services quickly and be more responsive. But we also know that as government, we can't do and succeed in these initiatives by acting alone. The launch of this program and its continued success relies on strong partnerships between government, the international community, the private sector, educational institutions, and even local communities. In this regard, on behalf of the department, I would like to thank the British High Commission for making this initiative possible through the international bilateral declaration between the South African government and the UK government. This initiative truly speaks to our commitment to digital inclusion to ensure that all citizens, regardless of where they live,
have access to the internet and digital skills to thrive in a modern economy. I think one of the speakers earlier said something very fundamental, that in this day and age, access to the internet should not be a luxury that depends on one's economic status in society. It should be about access and enjoying a human right. And as you were lobbying, acting premier, I can tell you now that for the current financial year, in terms of the SA Connect program, the department is rolling out 5,986 Wi-Fi spots throughout the country to connect over 1 million residents. And I'm sure some of those will be here in this province, because if they're not, I'll be in big trouble with not only you, but also my traditional leader, Kgoshi Dikgali. I see that Kgoshi Slamrao Tebojane is nodding there, so he needs these things to happen. But furthermore, in the next 3 years, we are also targeting on connecting over 20,000 government sites. This will include 4,000 health facilities, 16,000 schools, and over 900 traditional authorities, because these are where communities are. And the closer we get to the heartbeat of residents of our country, the more we can speak with confidence about digital inclusion. So, in recognition of the fact that trends and advances in information and communications technology are ever evolving, we are committed to developing these competencies to realize our mission to digitally skill, upskill, and reskill the population, so that no one is ever left behind by the advances that technology is constantly making. And at the same time, we aim to close the gap between the rapid pace of technological advancement and the often lagging behind of policy and regulation. This will contribute to closing the gap between the digital professionals and policymakers. There's often a frustration between the two, that we as politicians often lack the understanding that the technologies we are mandated to deliver require and to do the oversight that's necessary to deliver. And it is important to note that this training, even though this one is limited to councillors and municipalities, is part of a broader picture of digitally empowering public representatives. At parliamentary level, members of the Portfolio Committee, for instance, for communications and digital technologies, are part of a course on digital economy, in order for them to understand what drives the future of the digital economy as policymakers, so that in the debates that we are having, we are informed by the latest evidence-based research in our field of work. The nature of internet connectivity in the country and the lack of digital literacy reflects an environment where, across society and government, we are unfortunately not where we should. Mobile data usage is high, yet home internet access remains at a low of 14.5%. At the municipal level, the challenges to increasing access to internet in the home are plenty, and most of this relates to the execution and enforcement of bylaws. This includes the uncertainty around how way leaves are managed, perceived price watching by some municipalities in an attempt to make up for declining revenue from traditional utilities, and gaps that exist in standardization across the country. And acting premier, what I would love you back is that when you have the MINMEC with the Minister of Cooperative Governance and Affairs, together with your fellow ministers, that we need to look at standardization across municipalities, so that we do not create legislative obstacles that make it hard for potential investors and telecommunications companies to invest in broadband infrastructure in our area. A recent article this year, which was written by a member of the Wireless Access Providers Association, identified some of the challenges that are faced, particularly by smaller players, in rolling out broadband in communities across the country. These challenges include inconsistencies across municipalities, arbitrary fees, and the bureaucratic process that I highlighted earlier. And I have no doubt that the municipalities may object to some characterization of this problem. But what it points out to is that We need partnerships, and we need to harness those partnerships in order to achieve the goal that we are all committed to, which is the digital transformation of South Africa and our communities. The risk, if we cannot create an environment where there is a strong business case for operators to exist, will mean that we leave millions of residents outside the boundaries of digital inclusion. So developing digital or ICT skills has to become a policy priority, even at local government level, as it is at national level. This is evident at national level in the National Development Plan, which acknowledges that the global economy is constantly evolving and it requires greater attention to industrial skills development. In addition, the National Integrated ICT White Paper, published by the department back in 2016, alludes to the need for the development of a digital society in which digital skills are a requirement. And on our end, as the department, we have taken a step further towards empowering the nation through the development of the National Digital and Future Skills Strategy, which was approved by Cabinet in August 2020. This strategy aims to guide the development of a professional and societal digital skills program that is required to advance the country in the digital economy. It also seeks to ensure that ordinary citizens benefit from enhanced level of digital skills, leading to an improved quality of life, improved education, greater economic growth, and also creation of new jobs. In conclusion, collaboration remains the cornerstone of success. It is no different as we aim towards digital transformation of public representatives. This program is a recognition of the fact that to empower citizens with the skills they need to face new opportunities and to improve their livelihoods, we also need to empower their leaders, because those are the individuals that on a daily basis deal with the decisions that are. So we'll be working very closely with local leaders to identify and prioritize training for women, youth, and also excluded groups to ensure that no one is left behind. Because if we are to truly achieve digital inclusion, grow digital literacy, and promote digital fluency, we must take a whole of society approach that leaves no one behind. So we'll be working together with district municipalities to monitor the progress of the program so that we can tackle any challenges that may arise as quickly as humanly possible. There are plans also in place to extend the program to more district municipalities, based on resources and all of the other related stuff. But this is truly a source of pride that amongst my very first outreach programs, we're doing it here in Polokwane. Le ge Sepodisi re metla thapo la tlala ho batla le bile gae. Gae ke Limpopo, not Polokwane. So let's make this an effective contribution towards improved collaboration of all stakeholders, but most importantly, let's make sure that the ultimate beneficiaries of this program, which are the South African public and the residents who, in fact, are entitled to quality service delivery, get it as promptly and on time and with the desired quality at all times. In conclusion, Dr. Magam, you and I, in our other additional capacities, we butted heads, but we ended on a good note. Maybe it was a prophecy that even the first engagement of national unity through these different spheres of government will both be the speakers. I was expecting you to come back to the program because you're wearing two heads, but no man can split himself twice. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Minister. Thank you. Another round of applause for the Minister. Thank you. Indeed, I'd like to witness that other round when the two of you will be, engaging. It would be so interesting. So thank you. Indeed, you sparked my mind when you mentioned inclusion, women. Actually, I was even engaging with the DDG there that program director was supposed to be a woman. Maybe it was a way of making an excuse to him, but I think it's true. It need to be deliberate. about getting women in the forefront, both in leadership but also at technical level. So it's very exciting. Thank you for your words of leadership and for the vision that you are outlining. Indeed, we have the National Digital and Future Skills Strategy. I implore all of you to access it from the department's website and read about it. And I'm sure we are making progress. So, without any further ado, I will request uh, Honorable Councillor Solima Sache to come forward to just give a vote of thanks. And as you have heard, he's from the Capricorn District Municipality. Over to you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks very much, Program Director. Let me take this opportunity to greet the Minister, our acting Premier, the acting, Executive Mayor of one municipality, uh, representatives from Umlambo Foundation, the CEO of SALGA, the United Kingdom of High Commissioner to South Africa, our DGs, HODs, my colleagues, honorable councillors who are all here. Uh, Wakadar Chalen. So, Program Director, it is indeed our pleasure as Capricorn District Municipality to thank everyone who is here with us today to join this historic and progressive program of developing our councillors. Let me start by thanking you for steering this ship very well. Extend our vote of thanks to the Executive Mayor of Polokwane, the Executive Mayor of Polokwane for warm words of welcome, and to also indicate that indeed we no longer live in a Stone Age era where connectivity for councillors was a luxury, where councillors were expected to work through volume of printed material only, where access to information was through conventional means and limited to officials only. Now councillors are compelled to use technology to access and exchange files, research and prepare for meetings, and to give and receive feedback from their communities. Digital competencies are therefore an enabler of all these conveniences because our future is digital. We therefore thank you, Minister Ntate Nobu Malachi, and the partnership your department is having with SALGA, and also for putting this program together to respond directly to the digital competency needs of our councillors. This launch speaks volumes and about government's intent to roll out the digital revolution to elected public representatives. Also, thank you for having chosen Limpopo as the host of the first launch. This is a vote of confidence in the potential of this province and in the visionary of our acting premier, Tatana Magamu. We also want to thank you, MEC, for the hospitality and also Bega go bontshitse gore o motlhomo ka mengatse e mebedi. We really want to appreciate you for being present here and embracing this launch. We have no doubt that this program will transform the experience of councillors so that they can address the developmental needs of our communities through seamless exchange of information. Ladies and gentlemen, the importance of digital skills for councillors became critical during the firm grip of COVID-19, when councillors had to look for alternative platforms to hold meetings, to prepare and peruse council reports and communicate the IDP of their areas. This digital program therefore built on those COVID-19 challenges and lessons. Also thank the Umlomo Foundation and all role players for this launch that to modernize the work of our councils. We also thank the British High Commissioner for the partnership with the South African government to equip our municipalities with the digital competence. Lastly, we thank all the councillors who are present here, calling advantage of this progressive program. And re leboga le magoši a borena ba re nago le ona mo. Masepala wa Selete o šetše o thomile ka di-program tšona tše ebile o identify-ile magoši ka baka la gore ditšhaba ke tšona di yang di tlala mo. Re tlo re leboga kudu. With those few words, we want to thank everyone who's made this program to be possible. Thank you very much, Prof.
Thank you very much, Dr. Malatsi. We appreciate the time that our dignitaries have been with us. Le magoši a rena, a ka ke ka ba, enlista at the beginning. We know that you are the pillars of our communities, and we will be coming with more into the traditional authorities. And happen again, with this training that is just being launched today, I've been having a lot of ideas there as I've been sitting there. And we will keep our councillors very busy with training. Beyond this, we will keep you very, very busy. But we will try to link that with programs that are on the ground so that they are improved and there's better access, better delivery, like the minister was saying. So there will be more to come on top of this. We want to see results. 2030 is just around the corner. And NDP targets are just, we need to do something where there are big gaps to close those gaps. So with those words, thank you very much. A few announcements. I think we will be breaking for lunch from here. We didn't break for tea.